Hello, viewers. This is still your girl, your wonderful host, Vicky CY, G Niger for life. Okay, yeah, we're still here at Eco Hotel, which is the third day of this the Lagos Architect Forum, which is LAV 13.0. It has been a remarkable one for me, anyway. Though I've learned a lot about architects, though even if I'm not an architect, but it's been a lovely one. And trust me, I must say, it has been a great day. So far so good, so rough, but it's lovely. Even from the vendors, the students, the award, the president, the governor, the representative, and also to our KBAC of Ife, who was actually live and present here. So guys, like I said, if you're actually not in this section, make sure you endeavor to come in Love 14.0. Peace out, guys, and know we love your
Presentation to the NIA Forum by Architect Pete Baker. Build Specs Online. Colleagues, ladies, gentlemen, thank you for the invitation to introduce you to a new support tool for the construction industry in Nigeria. Developed in Nigeria to world-class standards. The kernel of the idea came from the Commissioner of Housing in the previous administration, Honorable G. Lawal. For my sins before COVID, I was very involved in a non-profit organization known as African Urban Solutions, which focused on raising standards all around at an urban planning level, and we worked with the commissioner and his PS, architect Dipe Foronsho. He asked us to figure out how the local building product manufacturing sector could be identified, supplied with the government's required standard, and product information made available. In addition, we had discussed with your president, with your chairman, Architect David Majekudumi, with whom I have had the good fortune of working with professionally over many years, who stressed their need for the Nigerian construction industry professionals to have good, reliable access to information about products so as to aid in the specification writing process and the need for building and standard codes with which they measure compliance of products. This is how Specs Online was born, and Phase 1 launched last November as a showroom for building product information. Future development, online publishing of Build Codes Nigeria. Specification, example formats for preambles and trades. Number 2, blog. Active blog to showcase ideas, developments, etc. Number 3, space for the profession to store information they might find useful and link their websites to build specs. Basic access to free information for specifiers and advertisers with a small charge for access to more detailed information. Thank you for listening. The site is on buildspecsonline.com.
Let's begin our friends and welcome Araye Ojúlùwà, Ọlọ́ọ̀fin, Àdìmúlà, Ọ̀ọ̀ni, Adéyẹyẹ, Ẹnìtàn, Ògúnwùsì, Ọ̀gágá Ìṣẹ̀kọ̀, the Ọ̀ọ̀ni of Ife. Also, we have every representative in the governor, the SK of Works, Engineer Araye Akinoyi.
to welcome everyone once again to the Lagos Architects Forum 2022, Lagos 13.0, the city of Lagos. What is Lagos? We would like to warmly welcome the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, FNIQS, HFNIE, ably represented by the Special Advisor, Lagos State Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, Engineer Mrs. Aramide Adeyoye, FNSC, FNICE, FNIOB. A round of applause for her. She's here with us. You're welcome.
The Governor of Lagos State, ably represented by Engineer Mrs. Aramide Adeyoye. Thank you for being around. Your Kabiyesi, Kabiyesi o, Kabiyesi o, Kabiyesi o, His Royal Majesty Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi Ojaja II, the Oni of Ife. That's the source. And you can see the relationship between the Oni and the emblem of the Nigerian Institute of Architects. That is where the source. My president, the president of NIA, architect Eyin Benemo, FNIA, PNIA, the former chairman of the state chapter, a good leader, whom we've been tracing your working on your legacy, and I'm glad at least you are president today, and we'll continue to improve on what you've done. You're welcome, sir. Our leader, our elder, our second papa, the past president of the Nigerian Institute of Architecture, the past president of AUA, African Union of Architects, the past president of Commonwealth Association of Architects, no other than the person of architect Charles Majoro. Other government functionaries around, most especially one of us, the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, that's in the person of architect Adebayo Olusanya. Eminent personalities, special guests, distinguished speakers, esteemed colleagues, partners, sponsors, exhibitors, students, press and media partners, visitors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Lagos State Chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you once again, all participants to the 13th edition of our flagship program, Lagos Architect Forum 2022, also called as our 13.0, the 13th edition. Firstly, I wish to recognize and especially welcome our indefatigable Executive Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, FNIS, Honorary Fellow of Nigerian Institute of Architects, whose kind acceptance to grant us the honor of his presence as our special guest of honor is mostly appreciated. My heartfelt and warm greetings is hereby extended to His Royal Majesty Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi Ojaja II, who magnanimously accepted and graciously gave his blessing to be a real father for life until 10. Experience. I was so privileged, together with my vice chairman. The day we went to visit Oni in his palace, Oni of Ife, Kabiyesi, engaged us for almost 3.5 hours. We were talking as if we were brothers. He's our father, he's our real father. Told us history of Yoruba. We were even privileged to see all the artifacts we were taking around the palace. And my usual self, my vice chairman can be with this. This was almost from about 7 p.m. to about, don't know what time, about 2 a.m. I was sleeping, and Kabiyesi just said to me, "Chairman is sleeping there." This time can be going now. But imagine Kabiyesi engaging us, and we were so blessed to be educated about the history of Nigeria and the Yorubas. One of the speakers yesterday said, David killed Goliath at the age of 13. And Ralph is now a teenager. And by the grace of God, Ralph 13.0 will also kill Goliath. The theme for this year's event is the City of Lagos. What is Lagos? Lagos should be one of the most famous cities in the world, which can be referred to as Big City of Africa. This vibrant city is known for its uniqueness as an economic hub, flashy cultural lifestyle, high-flying business hub, and it is a city that has long captivated people from all over the world. The Lagos city was the first capital of Nigeria, where Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa and Sir Nnamdi Azikiwe, the Prime Minister and the President respectively, took their oath of office to become the first Prime Minister and the first President of Nigeria at the old National Assembly in Lagos just by 50 years. Our emphasis is on the future of Lagos through collaboration, entrepreneurship, and innovation. Through topical discussion, debate, and interaction, stakeholders and key players here will have an ample opportunities to share ideas and critical insight into review and prefer solutions on how to effectively revive a livable and sustainable Lagos State, by extension to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Sponsors, exhibitors, and delegates, especially those who are joining for the first time, we believe after now, we will make this a permanent feature in their annual calendars, and our desire is to build this forum to be an enviable and innovative with as much regional spread across the world. This forum is also designed to provide us a rare opportunity, as the previous one, to renew our friendships, make new ones, and strengthen the professional network that bind us together as one family dedicated to the advancement of the construction industry and socio-political and economic development of Lagos State. For the benefits of those knowing about Lagos Architect Forum for the first time, this annual flagship event, organized by the Lagos State chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Architects since 2009, for architects who live and work in Lagos, With the active participation of construction industry professionals and service providers, the event is traditionally hosted at this Expo Center of Eco Hotel and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos. The parent body, the Nigerian Institute of Architects, is an association of the leading Nigerian professionals in the construction industry, being the largest and the leading advocacy group representing Nigerian development control. And our members cut across the entire value chain and have been delivering quality services in the industry for over 60 years. The students of architecture in Lagos State are not left out. In numerous activities lined up, the students are the hope of the future of our profession, and they will be at the forefront of the construction industry in the future. Hence, this is a good reason to chart a vision for the future of the Lagos built environment. We will continue to appeal to all governments, policymakers, regulators, legislators, captains of industry, and all industry stakeholders to incorporate the outcome of this forum into their plans, programs, and policies for a better operating environment that will have the desired positive effect on our respective economies. Let me quickly thank the steering committee, the Nigerian Institute of Architects Lagos State Chapter Executive Committee, our partners, AFP Julius Baja Nigeria Limited, West African Ceramics Limited, Royal Ceramics, CDK Integrated Industry Limited, Coverstal Nigerian Limited, Custom Walls, AVN Global Ventures, Jacquard Group, LG Electronics, Robert Bosch Limited, and Araye Woods, and for making this rich gathering worth our time, year in and year out. I thank you all for listening, and once again, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you on behalf of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, Lagos State Chapter. I wish you a successful forum. May God Almighty, in His infinite mercies, bless you and all yours abundantly. Let me join hands to move Lagos State forward. Tẹ̀síwájú, Èkó ló jẹ wá lógún. Long live the Nigerian Institute of Architects. Long live the Lagos State chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Architects. Long live Lagos State. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, ably represented by Engineer Araye, FNSE, FNICE, FNIOB. Yeah, this is a difficult part. Your Majesty, the Oni of Ife, I think David Kabiyesi, hope I got it right. The Ojaja Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi, the Ojaja II and Oni of Ife. Your Royal Majesty. LAF 13.0 is coming at a time when the Institute is re-strategizing towards taking a giant leap into the future, as encapsulated in our recently concluded retreat with the theme, Looking Back so we can leap forward. Some of the gains will begin to become manifest in the coming months and years. The theme of this year's LAF promises to be quite educative. Of course, we're almost at the end, so all of us who have followed this program from the beginning know it's been quite educative. And we open our eyes to the emerging possibilities the ever-dynamic city called Lagos has to offer in the field of architecture and urban design, amongst others. The role of the architect in the evolution of cities cannot be overemphasized, and that is why when the architects speak, everyone cannot but listen. Let me seize this opportunity to emphasize the need for us to key into some of the flagship initiatives of the International Union of Architects, of which the Nigerian Institute of Architects is a very, very prominent member. Of course, for those of you who don't know, the first ever black president of this world body of architects, and I think up to now he's still the first black president of the UIA Architects. Fred Imagine is a member of the Nigerian Institute of Architects. And this time around, the UIA, spearheaded by the UIA Region 5, Region 5 comprises the whole of Africa, and is currently headed by our own architect, Tokumbo Omishore, also a member of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, called the Green Wall Initiative, an initiative of the UIA called the Green Wall Initiative, for which a students' ideas competition was launched on the 18th of April 2022, as this signals the first time the UIA Region 5 is initiating a competition involving other regions of the world body of architects. Let me just explain here that the UIA comprises all the 5 regions of the world. And Africa is in Region 5. And this time around, an initiative, of course, most of you must have heard of the Great Green Wall, which is an initiative of the African Union. That initiative is supposed to address the desertification, of the Sahel, from Guinea in the west down to Kenya, also in the east. Thank you all for listening. I look forward to a good closing ceremony, and I'm glad I'm able to be here, because at some point I had some clashing engagement, but I'm glad I'm able to make it here. Thank you once again, and please enjoy the rest.
We have an address going to be shown on the screen by the president of American Institute of Architects International, that's in the person of Architect Scott. Media, please.
I am AIA International's president for this year. I got a nice request from my friend and architect, Mr. Araye who is our director at large and representative of the country of Nigeria. He asked me to say a few words on behalf of AIA International. We are thrilled to be a co-host for this esteemed event and meeting known as the Lagos Architects Forum 2022 version 13.0. And I'm very excited to say a few words for everyone. Unfortunately, I cannot attend. I would love to attend. Lagos is a city and state that I want to visit one day. When I heard that the title of this year's forum is "What is Lagos?" that was very interesting to me. I thought about it for a long time. I was thinking, why would architects, engineers, and other people in the industry, construction companies, product manufacturers, why would they all gather to try to ask the question, what is their own city? I'm from New York City, and so I thought to myself, what is New York? And I thought about it for a long time. And I started to understand why you would ask yourselves this question. It's time for soul searching, perhaps, for all of you. It's my understanding that Lagos is the second largest city in Africa, and that it's actually the fastest growing city and will one day overcome and become number one.
So when we read the introduction of the candidacy now, my own self, because I don't want them to bastardize my Yoruba language. Because I have so many and the water in my escrow. And I'm going to know Yoruba, please. So it is my pleasure to call on a candidacy, to come and address us as a royal father of the faith. My pleasure to introduce the Araye Odùduwà Ọlọ́ọ̀fin Àdìmúlà Yọ̀ní Adébíyì Ẹnìtàn Ògúnwùsì Ọ̀jájá II on behalf of the royal family of the faith. Kábíyèsí, kábíyèsí, kábíyèsí. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and members of the high table. I came in here with a lot of positivity, a lot of bust up energy that this institute invited me for something very great, in which I'm very passionate about. But when I got in here, I said to myself, am I in the wrong place? I looked at everybody's faces. The president, the representative of the government, even the chairman of Lagos State Chapter, and even the distinguished audience. I saw everybody's faces so hard. Maybe I'm in the wrong place. But you invited me to come and laugh. Why are we not laughing? In fact, I thought I'm going to laugh 13 times. So now I can see you and you're laughing. Now I'm in the right place. I greet you all once again, and I thank God Almighty because I am part of this profession and I'm very passionate about everything that has to do with the NIA. Over the last 25 years of my life, there's never been one day that I will not lift a block to construct any form of structure. Actively, and that's the truth. When Destiny Call came, about 7 years ago, I thought I would be able to survive it. That what will I do with this, my bread and butter, this passion that I've actually grown to be doing for many years. But I was able to walk around it because I sit on a very sacred throne. So I have to walk around it to disguise, do different means to continue to lift that kind of block that I am used to. So one way or the other, I've been working with a lot of architects. And I'm very pleased here to see very young, committed and dedicated architects that are in the midst of what LAF is doing.
I truly appreciate what you're doing. And thank you all for giving these young people hope, for letting them know that indeed there is a clear succession plan for your institute. And these are the people that will change the skyline and the landscape of our entire country. And we all know the role Lagos State Government is playing, and Lagos as a whole, in changing the narratives of real estate in our entire country. The logo of NIA was actually done in Ife. They thought it was one of the lost Atlantis when the particular world collapsed, the world they used to call the Ice Age. Maybe water actually brought that thing to this part of the world. It's a major debate all over the world till date. How can a typical black man do? In fact, when they're talking of the finest art pieces in the world, I think it's about between number 1 to number 5. It's still a debate till date, and they still wonder that we cannot do it. They put the one from Greek down, they put the one from Ife down, and they realize that truly, the one that was done in Ife superseded everyone that was actually done all over the world. So, we the black people, civilization started from us. Maybe they just hijacked this training from us. Our ancestors started what you're doing today. They just took it and refined it. But I'm happy that we have a fantastic and a very creative body trying to put things in the right perspective like this, and also instill professionalism in everything you do. I want to thank you once again, the entire NIE body. Although we're not paying royalty for using our logo for Ife, I should be taking some little bit of, I won't call it cent, on yearly basis for using the logo. But it's okay, because it's the head of my ancestor, the head of Oluyo logo. It's our pride. God will continue to bless the Institute. God will continue to bless all of us in Nigeria. Keep up the good work. Have it at the back of your mind that any day, any time you call on me, I will be there. Anytime you call on me for support, rest assured that I will be there. Please call me to come and laugh the 14th time again. Call me, come and laugh again the 15th time. I want to laugh until the 50th time and over again. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very fulfilled and I'm very happy. On the final note, please let us work towards building codes for their country, because that standardization should be there. It's a major problem. Whenever it happens, the whole system will just become an uproar, and once it goes down, time heals. Nobody will talk about it again until it happens again. I'm imploring professionals that are here, take it upon yourself, even if you want us to carry placards to the National Assembly, call on me, I will join you. It's for the betterment of our dear country to do things right. At least, you know, architects, that you are very fine with your fine details. You are known for that in everything you do. Look at the way the leaders are dressed. They are very specific and devil in the details. That's architect for you. Yes or no? Huh? Yes. Right. So you are known for that. So God Almighty will bless you and bless the works of your hand. Please invite me again and I'll come over again. Thank you very much.
So we would like to take our keynote speech for the day, our final keynote speaker for the event, in the person of Pastor Remy Morgan. Remy Morgan is the CEO MD of Latino Ventures Limited, a leading literature, interpretation, distribution, and marketing organization. He's an avid reader, coach, mentor, and teacher. Remy Morgan studied accounting at the Northeast London Polytechnic, now University of East London, and is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. He holds an MBA from the University of Liverpool and is an alumnus of the Lagos Business School, where he serves as an alumni president of class OMP8. He also possesses a postgraduate diploma in theology from the Redeemed Christian Church of God Bible School. He has spent years working in leading professional accounting and consulting firms in the United Kingdom, the United States, and Nigeria, including Midley Snellen & Co. UK, Akintola Williams & Co. Nigeria, Deloitte & Touche, Philadelphia, USA. His various assignments took him to work in the Republic of Cameroon, Republic of Benin, and Ivory Coast within Africa. He is a member of the Institute for National Transformation, an institution committed to raising value-based, no-excuse leaders who will transform their families, organizations, and communities and nations to their highest level of performance and achievement. He has also served as mentor on the Faith Foundation and Lagos Business School mentorship programs. He lectures at the Redeemers International Leadership Academy, the leadership training arm of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. He also sits on the board of various companies. Remy Morgan is the pastor in charge of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Lagos Province 35, Christ Church, Bagada, and has an oversight function of over 100 parishes in the mission. He is a teacher and exhorter who challenges people to be the best they can be. He is happily married to Pastor Mrs. Lincoln Morgan and blessed with 3 children and a grandchild. Please welcome, he's joining us as he did a video for us, Pastor Remy Morgan.
Architect David Majakulumi, distinguished members of the Council, Nigeria Institute of Architects, distinguished members of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, ladies and gentlemen. I want to congratulate you on the occasion of the Lagos Architects Forum 2022. And thank you so much for the invitation to be one of the speakers at this wonderful conference. The topic I have been asked to share about is Lagos, past, present, and future. Once again, thank you for the opportunity to share with us this day. I have decided to split my presentation. I believe that much more responsible government is needed, and issues when related to government, have an extensive range. The delayed approvals of permits, the compromises to the permits, as we saw with the collapsed building, the need to have to encourage government officials to permit you to do what you need to do. Those issues need to be addressed. Remember, a number of years ago, we had issues on our street in Victoria, and the various occupants of the street felt, look, can we come together and try and fix our problem here? And they approached the relevant authorities. And the guys there were expected to be attended to and encouraged to grant you the permission to fix the road that it was their responsibility. And the person, those things need to change.
Representatives of ceramics, and I would like to say thank you for the privilege and the honor to present our thoughts and our products to the distribution audience. Our presentation is titled Royal Lifestyle, particularly with emphasis of how we choose to spell lifestyle. And we'll be presenting our very products here to you. I would like to say that, next slide. Next slide. Okay, we are 100% Nigerian brand, Nigerian product. Everything, most of the raw materials are sourced here, and 90% of everything required to produce our tires are sourced here. And we're proud to say we're a Nigerian company. We were established in 1995 at Suleja, and then we moved to our new facility in Ajaokuta, where we have state-of-the-art machineries and equipment to produce the various tires that we have in the market. Our brand is of our brand represents two companies: West African Ceramics Limited, that produces the tires, and Royal Engineer Stores, that makes the brand of marbles. And we have mega showrooms all over the country, 3 experience centers, we call them, in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, and over 15 branded dealerships spread across the country. We're a company that recognizes the environment that we operate, and we terminate our ecosystem. And chief among our stakeholders are in the architectural space, where we have a relationship with the NIA and ALCON. Also within the building and development space, the NIOB, Carbon, and Radar. We also have a relationship in the engineering space with the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Then of course the open market, where you have our very products for sales. In terms of corporate social responsibility, we pride ourselves to say that we're one company that is that have value for our environment, and we operate under sustainable values. And three key areas where we have our footprint in terms of being responsible to the society, to the community. In the architectural space, in context, back to the last slide. Chief among the first is at the national level, we partner with the NIA, or partnering with them in the annual programs, also called CBC, to the National Secretariat in the FCT. And at the state level, we try to participate with the chapters. And the Lagos chapter will attest to that in many ways, that we've partnered with them in various programs. And chief among them is NAF. We've been with NAF since 2013, where we've played the role of key, thank you very much, strategic exhibitor. Architect is also not left out. We participated in Architect. This is just to show you how well we consider our relationship with the Nigerian Institute of Architects, our key strategic partner, particularly in the professional market space. When we define, Microsoft Encarta define lifestyle as a manner of living, the way life characteristics of a particular person, group, or culture. And we have to take the very quote from the welcome speech of the Lagos State Chairman speaking. He said, "This vibrant city is known for its uniqueness as an economic hub, flashy cultural lifestyle, high-flying business hub, and is a city that has long captivated people from all over the world." We put emphasis on flashy cultural lifestyle because that underlying statement is very, very important to the kind of products that we put out in the market. Next slide. And on day one, Mr. Yoruba also emphasized the need that building is not just to deliver its function, but it's important that the building also communicates. And we'll try to understand, to make us understand where our product really come in, looking at the pre-colonial architectural setting, to the colonial setting, and then the post-colonial setting. Okay, these are the available dimensions that are available, the available colors and textures. Price advantage. Now, to close this up, you can visit any of our showrooms and mega showrooms. We have one in Lekki here, we have another one that's on the island, we have another one on the mainland at Fadi, Please feel free, walk into any of our showrooms. It's not just a place where we display products, it's a place to actually get educated. So I encourage students of the School of Architecture to take the time and go learn more about art and more about our product. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, ably represented by Special Advisor to the Governor on Works and Infrastructure, Kabiyesi, Your Royal Highness, Mr. President, Nigerian Institute of Architects, my most esteemed past president, Architect Charles Madro, and members of the College of Fellows here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Normally, when I go to events, the chairman comes up and says, well, my work is an easy one. I don't think I can say that. We just listened to a very, very interesting keynote address, and we are going to discuss it. Thank you, Pastor Remy Morgan, because that was a well-researched and well-delivered keynote address. From the Lagos he knew to the Lagos of his dreams. Some of his points were basically around urban design. As I was chatting to my past president, he said, wow, this is a wonderful paper, and these are things that he's so familiar with. Government should take a lot more responsibility. The delays and the compromises, we need to address them. We need to be brave enough to stand up and say, no more taking money to do approvals. Setback must be a setback. Gutters must be gutters. Water must flow. We must stop those floods. If this is our Lagos and we want to see Lagos get better, we cannot close our eyes to the compromises anymore. Just because your project is moving forward, you think it's okay. It's not okay. At the end of the day, we all lose. We talked about much greater advocacy. We have had our people in government. Have we used those opportunities adequately? Those are the questions we should ask ourselves. And finally, before I hand over to Architect Araye, he just said to us, wake up and see the opportunities around you. They are innumerable. Distinguished colleagues, let us take up that challenge and wake up and see the opportunities around us. I'll hand over to Architect Araye. Thank you.
Thank you. I've been here since the very first day, the opening day, on Wednesday, today, Thursday, and today. I have heard a plethora of opinions from speakers, from paper presenters, and the entire world has been privileged to hear us. So, and I know that there will be 2 or 3 opinions from the people here that might be very key to what they believe Lagos should be. We'll give him the floor first, and then there will be 2 more people, persons, a male and a female, to speak as to what they are taking away from this conference. So please permit me, Your Excellency, Your Imperial Majesty, to invite Architect O.C. Majoro, past president of the Institute and past president of the African Union of Architects, to say a word to us.
This and what we are having here is just a repeat of what I thought about and dreamt about in the very early 70s. They thought my topic made no sense, but I gave it to some members of the LSTP already at that time, and he said, young man, it's a good topic. I think it's very good for planning Lagos. We are talking about 5 key areas of Lagos, and they've all come to pass. I dreamt about having a major strand going to Festac and Badagry. Because the major hub at that time was Lagos, Surulere, Yaba, Ikoyi, and VI. That was Lagos. But I knew that it could not continue, that we had to decentralize to make the town grow. And I thought about 5 other hubs that will come up. And the hub that built was first start, not before first start 77 took place. I thought necessary to have a fair idea. It couldn't go beyond Bar Beach at that time. That there needs to be an action going in that direction. I dreamt of expanding beyond the airport all the way to Ota. If you look at that plane that goes behind KBC, somebody decided that we need to change the insignia of the NIA. And if you ask about the man they call Atemajoro, I will fight you to the death.
Yes.
I said, how can you do that? That thing was designed before we came here, the Light of Honor for Olumuyiwa and Co said, that is the greatest symbol of Black African creativity. That one. And we could not change it. And we tried to change this thing. I don't want to go to details. The issues I don't want to get about. But I'm the longest serving Secretary of Nigeria's Life.
Yes.
I was Secretary from 1981 to 87. I worked in the NIA for about 27 the best year of my life. And when I retired, I give space for the new ones to work. But I've been coming for them to encourage them to go forward. But some people, they will finish, they will not leave. So I only come here to enjoy myself. I'm not looking for any position. I'm very pleased with those who left the institute for. I'm very impressed with the current president, Baba Onafa used to say, the Nigerian Society is a garden of Eden. When you are there, you serve it, clean it, and when you finish, go, and make sure the next day comes, you do the same thing. May you continue to serve the garden of Eden, and do it very nicely, so that our children, myself as an architect too, can always come and serve the garden. God bless you. Thank you.
The first is advocacy. Professionals don't have the free hand of getting things done according to the training they acquire to be professionals, simply because government's defense is not adequately in support of executing the professional ideals. So when you look at that, I won't have more time to get into that. The second one is delay of the government in various areas. The recent collapse in Lagos said that is detrimental. This is as a result of delays. A building was marked over a year ago that it has failed stability tests. So definitely, why the delay? If those buildings were destroyed by giving a controlled demolition, definitely there will be no loss of life. But it was delayed, and it was that collapse of 32 Ibadan Street that prompted the government to develop 100 Lagos Street. So all these things are things, and having our government is simply represented there. We have to look at that from various perspectives. Thirdly, we will talk about water. The greater number of buildings in Lagos today, once there is torrential rain, if you are sets in, a lot of people are conscious that with this building collapse, without collapse, and the rest of them. So we should guide against this. And I'm happy the Lagos government are working on drainage.
Good afternoon, everyone. My takeaway from the presentation so far today is that number one, Lagos is a very dynamic city. And like a number of us have said here today, that you can actually make Lagos what it wants. It's a land of opportunities. So we need to focus on that even as we reside here today. You know, make use of that opportunity. Don't let it slip by you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
So it seems my honor to invite our governor, ably represented by the special advisor to the governor on works and infrastructure, engineer Araye Adeyoye, FNSE, FNICE, and FNIAB. Please all be outstanding.
What most people do not know is in Lagos, we do have a developmental plan. And it's going to have disruptions to the system. But as a state, we're determined to bring it back. So even before that 2025 November ends, we're already working with Boston Consulting Group to see exactly what we can do to bring back sanity into the system. The theme of this year's forum, the City of Lagos, what is our Lagos, really expresses the interest of your professional body as a main stakeholder in the ongoing efforts to transform the landscape of the entire city and enhance its status as the foremost mega city in Africa. Our vision is very clear. As a state, it is to make Lagos Africa's modern mega city and global economic and financial hub that is safe, secure, functional, and productive. Administration's things and development agenda was conceptualized to align with this vision and also serve as a link to our desired destination, that is a greater Lagos that works for all and which future generations will be proud of. We have remained undaunted in our commitment to this vision, as can be seen in physical developments ongoing in different parts of the state and the critical sectors of the economy. As we have promised, our focus is to ensure the completion of this transformational legacy project before the end of the tenure of this administration. I have no doubt in my mind that the accomplishments of this project will impact positively and most significantly not only on the aesthetics and status of our city, but also the prosperity of our people. As a growing and emerging mega city with a population of over 20 million, depending on whoever the statistics are working with, we have a tremendous need that must be addressed. With the support and cooperation of individuals, groups and associations, including professional bodies, such as your institute. One of such issues is incidents of building collapse with the attendant loss of lives. The gentleman there said something very pertinent and very genuine. As part of the efforts towards sanitizing the built industry, I'd like to cancel that efforts should not be spared in orientating your members about global best practices and ensuring greater and deeper collaboration with other legal professionals in the industry. You must note that every building that collapses is a clarion call to government to take action and call for the professionals to take responsibility. On our part as a government, we will spare no effort to ensure that we do the needful in terms of enforcing the law and all relevant regulations, as well as other necessary support to professional bodies like yours to guarantee that the safety of our people and investors alike is guaranteed. I would like to use this opportunity to reiterate our commitment to the full implementation of the recommendations contained in the white paper on the Ikoyi collapse building, which we believe will go a long way in sanitizing the built industry and safeguard the lives of our people. Once again, I congratulate you all for the successful organization of this year's forum, as I look forward to the recommendations coming from this person committee. Thank you for listening.
Engineer Mrs. Araye is a highly accomplished engineer and public servant with a career spanning 3 decades. She studied civil engineering from the University of Lagos and holds an MBA from Lagos Business School. She started her illustrious career at the famous construction company in Nigeria, Julius Berger Nigeria PLC, in 1987, where she rose through the ranks to become the project coordinator in the company's Region West Division of Operation. She has been involved in several notable projects, including the Third Mainland Bridge, Lekki Ikoyi Bridge, numerous pedestrian bridges, Lagos Badagry Expressway, Lot 1, several private residential development, to mention a few.
Please, something round of applause for her. That's not enough. By the Nigerian Institute of Architects, there was a chapter of the Foundation of Historic Performance in the Lagos Build Environment and in appreciation of the continued support of chapter activities. Lagos Architect Forum 2022, May 2022. Congratulations. This award is presented to His Excellency Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, FNIS, HFNIA. Clap for him in the captain. I think I have to go for FNS, FHM, and I must go for it too. You must give me over. You must give me over. By the Nigerian Institute of Architects Lagos chapter, in recognition and appreciation of the support and special guest of honor, Lagos Architect Forum, May 2022. Congratulations.
And I thought it was important for me to come up. Myself and Engineer Araye did MQ Abiola Gardens together. She was that was in 1996, yes. I had just returned from study leave, and she was the project engineer that did all the infrastructure. If you go to Mara Gardens today, the infrastructure is just as it was when it was done. That was when I knew that construction work is serious business. At 6 o'clock in the morning, Engineer Araye was on site. At 6:30, you find Julius Berger working. And we just have to say thank you that such a project can still be today a rallying point or a point against a point. Thank you for the hard work at that time. Thank you.
It's a thing of joy. Her sister was like that, so a thing of joy for me to see you here today. And I'm really proud of you because I believe that your achievements so far must have started from the strong foundation that you received. Engineer and I have come a long way from childhood. We were schoolmates in my mother's school, and we were school, St. Nicholas in April, just last month. Her sister was my classmate, your older sister, and you and your brother. They were all pupils of Yohan Memorial School. And we all moved from Yohan Memorial School to Methodist Girls High School. And from Methodist Girls High School, we moved to University of Lagos. I went to study architecture, and she went on to study engineering. So we have some history together, and it is a thing of joy and pleasure. And I am so, my heart is so warm that you have reached this pinnacle. And I can only pray that you even rise more above. The Lord is going to put his wings under your wings so that you soar even higher. Congratulations, my dear sister. God bless you.
Lagos on Tuesday, 15 September 1964, to the family of late Justice Raphael Ajayi and late Reverend Mrs. Victoria Ajayi, both of Ekiti State. The third child in the family of 5 and surviving children, Abimbola obtained her first school leaving certificate in 1975 from Yewande Memorial School in Lagos, and West Africa Examination Certificate Grade 1 in 1980 from Methodist Girls High School in Lagos. She obtained her advanced level general certificate education in 1983 with distinction from St. Catherine's School, Guildford, Surrey, and St. David's College, London, England. She obtained both her Bachelor's of Environmental Studies and Bachelor's of Architecture in 1989 from the prestigious University of Lagos. Upon completion of her youth service in 1990, she became a full member of the Nigerian Institute of Architects in 1993 and registered with the Architect Registration Council of Nigeria in 1996. Abimbola Ajayi professional career started at Araye Coker Associate in 1990 to 1993, and then Adeni Coker Consultants Limited in 1993 to 1994. She then took her short break to work at the Redeemed Christian Church of God Church for 2 years, working extensively in assisting with the visiting with the past projects during that period. She later worked as a partner in Alpha Architects in 1996 to 2004, and thereafter set up her own practice, AccuWorks Associates, in 2005, which she ran successfully until she joined in a partnership with Kenning Homes Limited in 2012, where she co-runs the practice successfully till date. Kenning Homes Limited is duly registered with ACON and ACAN. Her professional career, spanning almost 3 decades, shaped her skills in contract administration and various construction experiences. A passionate design architect with penchant for details, finishes, landscape, interior design, and planning approval process. She has a vast knowledge in computer application, including AutoCAD, ArchiCAD. Her love for the profession led her into the administration of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, Lagos State Chapter, where she served in various capacities as a member of various subcommittees, then the first female honorary general secretary for the first, and later the first female chairman of the chapter, where she served for 2 terms of 4 years selflessly with her immense innovation in vibrancy due to her penchant professional distinction. During both terms, she conceived and worked on the program called 4D Global Plan, which is a brand for the Lagos State Chapter, which we have worked on till date, and has helped us to bring up the Lagos Cooperative Architects and Multipurpose Society as a platform to empower the individual architects and the Lagos State Chapter members. A woman of many firsts. She was the first Nigerian Institute of Architects, first female honorary general secretary, where she changed the paradigm of service and touched the lives and practice of many in the institute. She served the Nigerian built environment, making significant contributions in various areas as the Lagos State subcommittee of the National Building Code in 2005. Architect Abimbola Olubukola Ajayi is a great friend to all, and no doubt a very exceptional lady of distinction in architecture. Kindly welcome Architect Abimbola Olubukola.
LAF 13.0 Celebrity Architect Award, presented to Architect Abimbola Ajayi, FNIA, AIA, International Association, FCICA. It is now I can see why your profile is so long. I thought you will continue reading it. Please, there is something wrong with the for her now. Another female, please, you cannot stand up. Let's respect our women. Clap for her very well. You are tired. Presented by the Nigerian Institute of Architects, Lagos State Chapter, in recognition of his stellar performance in the Lagos built environment and in appreciation of the continuous support of chapter activities, Lagos Architects Forum, May 2022. Congratulations. Another round.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to present the Lagos Architects Forum 2022 Lab 13 Communique. The theme, the City of Lagos. What is Lagos? Organized by the Nigerian Institute of Architects, Lagos State Chapter, NIA, LSE. Jasmine and Zena Halls, Convention Center, Eco Hotel and Suites, Victoria Land Lagos. Introduction. The Lagos Architects Forum 2022, Lab 13, theme the City of Lagos. What is Lagos? Held at the Expo Center, Eco Hotel and Suites from the 7th to the 24th to the 7th of May 2022. Over 2,000 participants drawn from the building and construction sectors, manufacturing, retail, finance, banking, law, mortgage, academia, and student groups attended the 4-day event. Day 1, Tuesday, 3rd of May 2022. The day's activities included the setting up of exhibition and exposition arena, arrival of guests, delegates, visitors, and its logistics was one of the major activities of the day. Online registration of participants continued worldwide. Day 2, the opening ceremony, the opening day. The day's activity commenced with the physical registration of guests, delegates, and participants, including students. An iterative media chat followed with panelists responding to questions on the essence of this year's lab theme, the City of Lagos. What is Lagos? How does this current lab event differ from previous events, and the role of architects in mitigating? Vitapol Nigeria Limited and Lafarge products were also presented to the House. Next, we have a speaker, architect Tonya Braid, FNIA, proposing the challenges. He made a statement, challenges deserve champions. He spoke about the barometer of global open space. In Lagos, we're ranked 139 out of 140 most livable cities. Lagos sometimes seems to totally surrender to some undesirable factors. An example is the traffic gridlock that we experience. He cited social stratification as a continuous gap. He mentioned the ugly part as crime rates, which affect quality of life, of knowledge base, causing low quality, but can leap out of this into a desired state. He concluded that we can truly change Lagos by deconstructing the ugly and removing the bad. Then we have another a speech by architect Sheyi Aldo. He gave a speech debating from his observation on what Nigerians generally seem to enjoy. He said Nigerians seem to enjoy talking about the problems of the state. However, he looked at Lagos from the perspective of how positioned Lagos is to harness the next wave, noting that the future is a non-oil economy. He cited several cities in the country, globally, and mentioned that these countries could achieve a lot, and we can do such sustainable development if we follow the themes agenda that the Lagos state government is working with. Architect Araye, the special advisor to the governor of Lagos State. She then welcomed the Oni of Ife. He then brought to the podium the President's Nigerian Institute of Architects, the President of Architects, Benebo, and other dignitaries to the high table. The NIA President gave an address after the address by architect David Majekodemi. That's the opening address. Create a better narrative. Chairing to tinker the section where architect Patience Okonta and architect Lanre Olushola FNIA, they both spoke, summarizing the discussion preceding this. Now, Mr. Governor's speech was given by Engineer Mrs. Araye.
So he actually does deserve this. Well, we're presenting to you on behalf of the chairman of the Lagos State Architects and indeed the Lagos Architects Forum Committee, the award of recognition, fourth time running, to you, West African Ceramics Limited, Royal Ceramics, as the Corinthian partner for NAF 2022. Thank you for coming, and don't rest on your oars. I think this is your first visit to us here. Second, so we'd like to, on behalf of the Lagos State Chairman, present to you this award as a Corinthian partner, and indeed you actually exhibited this level of participation. Your pavilion, I call it a pavilion, not a booth and not a cubicle. Your pavilion was very well attended and was very well presented. So on behalf of Architect David Majekodemi and his team, we present to you the award of recognition for LAF 13.0, What is Lagos, as a Corinthian partner at this forum. Thank you for coming and keep up the good work. We expect to see you at 14.0. Thank you.
The CDA integrated Lagos Architects Forum 2022 13.0 is month of May 2022.
Congratulations. All right, Chief Razak Okoya is somebody I know very well. In fact, I could say I'm part of the family. He's a philanthropist, he's a one. Anyway, that's the kind of person he is. So this award is to Araye of Lagos, Chief Dr. Razak Okoya Okoya. by the Nigerian Institute of Architects, Lagos State Chapter, in recognition of your contribution to the built environment and housing landscape of Lagos, and in appreciation of your support as a special guest of honor at Lagos Architects Forum 2022. Congratulations. FNIA AIA International Associate, by the Nigerian Institute of Architects, Lagos State Chapter, in recognition and appreciation of your contributions as session chairman at the Lagos Architects Forum 2022. Congratulations, and keep doing what you do. You never can tell what further awards will come your way. Congratulations. Thank you very much. This award is presented to Pastor Remy Morgan by the Nigerian Institute of Architects, Lagos State Chapter, in recognition and appreciation of your contributions as keynote speaker at the Lagos Architects Forum 2022. Extend my congratulations and best wishes to Pastor Morgan. Mr. President, before you go, still more to do. May I call on National as session chairman? So extend our congratulations to her and we wish her many more years of service to the institute. It was another time it was for the Brazilian. People liked it and it was a pioneering effort. Over the years, I know it's also, or you guys are also going into other areas. I saw your structural frame slabs there, and it's also part of the desire to be innovative and bring about solutions to construction issues. So I know that this award is not misplaced because it falls innovative. And so this award is presented to Artscape for this innovation that you've introduced into your product, and that should also spur you to be more innovative. So by laughing,
the AIA International, by virtue of our relationship with the NIA, are hosting the last organized by the Council of Architects, Lagos State Chapter, and we are proud to be associated with NIA, Lagos State Chapter. And it's been a wonderful experience being at this event, especially the last day of the event where we had the owning of His Imperial Majesty graced the occasion, as well as the Executive Governor of Lagos State, His Excellency.
The impact of all this scarcity, because necessity is mother of invention. So as a result, what they've displayed here are majorly sourced within Nigeria, and I'm happy about it.
My name is Engineer Araye. I'm the special advisor, works on infrastructure.
So what do you think about this LAF 13.0 addiction? What has it been like ever since the previous edition? Is there any better improvement?
Absolutely. I was here at the 12.0 version, and then this one that I saw at the 13.0, I'm blown. My mind is blown off. Okay. But first and foremost is the fact that this is all about collaboration. It's about entrepreneurship. It's about innovation. So the keynote speaker at the closing ceremony, he said it all. Government, the private sector is the catalyzer for growth. Government alone cannot do it all. So you see a lot of collaboration, and I think you can do this with the professionals. And it's an ample avenue. It's a space for the professionals to express themselves, to tell government this is where you need to tweak one or two things so that we can come out better and have a city that is livable, that everybody wants to say, I am part of it. First, granites for construction. We can begin to have them for finished products for housing. And then the question now is, when we do this, well, the pressure might be on the power, but I'm surprised the guy producing from the company producing says they're based in Kaduna, and now they're trying to see that they can get stones in different parts of Nigeria. And I know quite a number of people have gone into attempts at producing this granite. For some reason, they kind of closed shop, but they have stayed in the last 10 years, according to him. And for me, it's good news. I think that's CIB. They're called CIB, and that for me is interesting. That tells you that you can reduce your forex consumption on granite as well as on other floor stones.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. We will really appreciate having you here. Ma'am. Hello, people. This is still live here at Eco Hotel at the Lagos Architects Forum, LAF 13.0. And trust me, we have the big chairman for the day. So, Chairman Sir, can we meet you, please?
I'm David Majakodumi, the chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Architects Lagos State Chapter. We thank God. It's been very, very successful, and we thank God that we're able to start well and finish well without any casualties. And it's been a very good section with all our dignitaries, the sponsors, the partners, and the students and fellow architects and other professional bodies, other allied professional bodies in the construction industry.
Okay, so sir, what do you think about this edition? Is it far better than every edition you've been having so far?
I must say yes, because for every edition we have to improve on the next one. Actually, as soon as we finish this, we normally have a post-mortem to see where we've gone wrong or where we've made mistakes or where there are itches, so that for the next one, we have to improve on it.
All right, so I learned a lot from our speakers, a lot, mostly concerning the house rises or house casings or something. So I believe you've learned something so far from it as well, from every speaker that have actually participated.
That's the essence of life, is to learn. And not only to learn, to interact with manufacturers, suppliers, other allied profession in the construction industry. Also to synergize with both the public and the private sector. I've learned quite a lot, and there's no ending to learning, so we'll continue to learn every day.